all. Welcome to season 3 of CIS Abroad's Instagram Live Q&As with Meet Your Site Director. We've already kicked this off with our Florence one, I think it was last week, but this week we are talking to someone super special who I love working with, Anna Bermani from London. She is our site director, and she's going to talk about what housing is like, what public transportation is like, and she's here to answer any of your questions about what it's like to live and travel with us in London. So I'm going to invite Anna to our conversation now. Let's see. There we go. And comment again with all of your questions. I will be monitoring the comments to make squared. I know it's Anna squared again. What time is it there right now?
It's 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Thank you so much for coming to talk with us live at 8 p.m. You look wonderful. I like the little map behind you. Is this your office?
No, wait. It's something that I got in one of my trips. I was in Japan, as you can see. That's a geisha.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got it from there, and I absolutely love Japan. If you guys ever go or have the chance to go, please think about me and bring me something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess once you go to London, it's not that much further to get to Japan. Yeah, that's awesome. So you're also a world traveler, which is great. And let's get started. I'm obviously, like I said to everyone, and for people who are coming in who are new, comment with your questions about living and traveling with us in London, and we will answer them live. Okay? So
I'm ready.
Yeah, okay, great. So let's talk about what the first 72 hours in London usually look like for a CIS Abroad student. What happens, or intern, CIS Abroad student or intern, what happens when you get off the plane?
Yeah, so, well, it really depends on the program. Every program is slightly different to the in comparison to the other, but there's usually 4 elements that we sort of deliver for most of all of the programs, and that's the airport pickup first. So we come to the airport, we welcome you there. So our face, well, my face really, is the first face that you see when you land in London. We will be waiting for everybody to land, and then we make our way to the housing. It could be for a study abroad program, the university dorm, for the internship program, then it would be an apartment. We will help you check in. So the second element of the delivery is the check-in, the housing check-in, and the neighborhood walking tour. So we'll help you understand, sort of show you around a little bit in the neighborhood, your new home, your new hood. And we will tell you where you can withdraw money from, the nearest ATM. We'll show you where is the nearest grocery store, you know, the places where you can get the essentials. And then the following day, usually for most of the programs, is orientation day. So we'll have a comprehensive orientation during which we talk about health and safety, transport, so the transportation system, which will become your best friend while you're here. You'll be taking public transportation a lot. And we'll talk about our social program, La Vida Local, so our cultural curriculum, all the excursions and things that we're going to do together while you're here. And then after that, there's usually a welcome meal. It could be a lunch or a dinner, depending when we organize the orientation. So these 4 elements here, airport pickup, check-in, housing check-in, walking tour, orientation, and welcome meal are pretty much always present in every program. So you should expect to receive that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So let's talk actually a little bit about the absolutely. And just for everyone who's coming in now, you can comment with your questions and we will answer them live, and I will be monitoring the comments. So feel free to drop questions that you have. But let's talk a little bit about the transportation in London. The London Underground is famous, and like you said, it's something that students are going to rely on a lot. But obviously our programs, especially like with with internships, it depends on where your internship is, but for our academic programs, the two universities are in different neighborhoods. So what can someone expect depending on the program that they're going to, the kind of transportation, like how close they are, or what neighborhood they're in, stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, students who choose London should know that public transportation is going to become, like I said before, their best friend, but a big part of their day. So commuting is going to be part of your day. You'll be taking the tube, which is what we call the subway. You'll be taking the overground systems, overground trains. So you'll be taking buses for sure. So you will be on public transportation a lot, pretty much every day. Students, I feel some students, especially those that don't come from bigger cities in the US, get here, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm taking buses, like 3 buses every day, and then I'm taking a tube, and they are surprised about this, but it's normal. This is the way we live as Londoners. The average commute in the city is at least 30 minutes for every Londoner. So you guys should expect to be on public transportation. Now, the study abroad programs, we have one program with Roehampton University and one other program with Westminster University. Westminster University is, their slogan actually is the city campus. They're very centrally located. Yeah. So you will be taking public transportation, but also those of you who like to walk, and I always recommend students to walk if they can, because it's a great way to get to know your neighborhood and the neighborhoods nearby. They can walk, they will be taking public transportation, but they'll be mainly traveling in central London, zone 1 and 2. For Roehampton University students, the university is in a leafy part of the town, which I absolutely love. The campus is located in zone 3, and it looks like very much like an American campus, what you guys are used to. So everything, all buildings in the campus, or lots of places where you can go eat, get a coffee, the library, the gym, everything is in sort of self-contained. Everything is in the campus. And students will be traveling, I would say, during the week, mainly in the neighborhood or the nearest neighborhoods. By taking a quick bus. The bus ride will be a quick bus ride, or a train, an overground train, or for when they want to go into central London, then into zone 1 or 2, they'll be taking public transportation, and that could take about, I would say, 45 minutes, 50 minutes to get into, the central London where the main landmarks are.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Something that I like to talk about when I advise students on London is that, if you are someone who really wants a London experience, but you're nervous about traveling, you're nervous about the difference and the change between, the US and London, obviously anywhere outside of the US is going to be different. But if you are looking for something that's just to kind of step a little bit outside of your comfort zone, maybe you like it a little quieter, I think Roehampton is a really good choice. For exactly the reason you say, it's a little bit further out from central London, but at the same time, it's a little bit, it's quieter if you like that kind of slower paced feel. And the staff is lovely, I've heard. I haven't met any of them, but I know that Maggie really enjoys them, so yeah.
I've been working with them for the past 4.5 years, and they're family to me now. So yeah, they be welcoming you as if you were their daughters and sons.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I've never been to London, but I would love to go. Again, people who are coming in, if you have questions, feel free to give us a show in the comments. But otherwise, we're just going to keep going. What is something, when we talked in our practice session, we had a really good conversation about setting expectations for students. So what is something that students are surprised by when they get to London?
Transportation, like we said, the amount of time that you spend on public transportation, for sure. We just mentioned that. I would say also maybe the money that they spend right at the beginning of the program. It's understandable, I would say, whenever you move abroad, to spend some money right at the beginning of your stay abroad, because you're buying new poster pens and you're buying a new bedding pack, although we provided that, at least for just settling into a new country costs a little bit of money, but I feel like we do a great job at suggesting and recommending ways to sort of budget, save some money here and there. I'm huge at budgeting. It's like my favorite thing. I always have my little suggestions on how to save money when you go grocery shopping, purchase the reduced products at the end of the day when you go grocery shopping, or go and buy lots of groceries with the students that you're sharing the kitchen with, and then cook all together, which is also very fun. It's fun as well.
Yeah.
Or like I always say to the students, guys, you don't have to go broke to have fun in London. So I have all the suggestions on things that you can do that are not super expensive, like go visit a new museum this weekend. All museums are free entrance, so there's a lot to do. Or I also I try to stay updated as much as I can on things that students can do. I can also do in town. So I usually, whatever I find that is like something exciting that would be great for the students, not too expensive, I use our Facebook group and post about all these activities. So we suggest you, have fun things that you can do and that are not super expensive. So I think we do a really great job at trying to help you save money as much as you can, so that you can save those bucks to travel more to continental Europe or explore more England.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I really liked what you said about you don't have to go broke to have fun in London, for sure, especially because our excursions change every semester, I'm pretty sure, but a lot of the things that you do that are like quintessential touristy things you might do on your program with you. That's correct, right?
Well, yeah, there are some quintessential things definitely that we do. I would say one that students love is the afternoon tea. That is always included in our La Vida Local social program. Students love it. They sit down, they have their finger sandwiches, and they drink their tea with fancy china. So that's definitely something that we always include. We also try to include things that students wouldn't necessarily think about doing. So we take them on, let's say, a bike tour of the city. So instead of visiting the city in a walking tour, we do something different and we take them on a bike tour. So we take advantage of the bike lanes in central London. We go with a tour guide and we see the city from the bike, basically. Yeah, we do tons of things. We do our amazing weekend trip to Scotland, which is the favorite of everybody usually. we do that. We take you to another country within the kingdom. Uh, we do the gin distillery tour. That's something that students say, oh, okay, interesting. But because gin is such a big part of our culture, so we do that as well. And we learn quite a lot during that tour about tasting, about how gin is made, and it's quite interesting. So there's a lot that we're gonna do together. You'll be knowing, you'll get to know our culture way better when you get here. We'll help you.
Yeah. Way better than just what we think we understand of the UK or of England from the US, you know. Something that I know a student has said from coming back from England is that they really didn't take into consideration how different it really would be, even though you speak the same language, and even though it's, you know, a lot of us come heritage-wise from that tradition, how different it would be, which I think is valuable. You know, I think it's valuable to see that it's not just about speaking the same language, it's also about culture and tradition and history, and yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I want to go.
Yes, please, Anna, come. Here.
I will. Yeah, it'll be the two Annas over there. So we're actually all out of time. But thank you so much for agreeing to do this, Anna. And they will see you once you are, you know, past the application process. You will see Anna's smiling face in London. And I'll see you next time, Anna. Okay.
It's been a pleasure to talk to you today, and greetings from London town to you and everybody else listening to us today.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, so thank you again so much for everyone who joined. I'm gonna have to wrap this up quick because my battery is about to die, so hopefully I can tell you some quick things. If you are interested in going to London or anywhere else with us, you can feel free to call the Advising Center at 877-617-9090. You can call that, or you can actually text that number too, and I will add this after I post it. I'll add it as like a little text thing. And then in order to apply for one of our programs, if you haven't already, you'll just need to go to apply.cisabroad.com/apply. Yeah, it's that one. And I'll add that again in the text. But it was really great to talk to you all. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with Anna and Anna. And we'll see you next time on Instagram Live. Bye-bye.